Going live. Hey everyone, this is Henry from Tech Daddy Videos, and I'm here with Steve and Terry, and we were just kind of going over a few things, and we were just kind of talking about customer service, how customer service was for new sellers, for experienced sellers, what the difference was, and so forth. So feel free to give us your comments, your experiences in chat, what have you. And I do have Steve here, I do have Terry here. I'm still here out of town, stuck in a hotel room for a whole week, but we're kind of just doing this on the fly and just getting out here and just talking about customer service and the fourth quarter, getting everything ready for the fourth quarter. Steve and Terry are members of my website, and so they are picking out their first product and getting their first product done. Kind of let you guys know what we're doing on that so far, what's been going on, and so forth. So Woski, what's up there, Henry? Flame Accessories, hey, how you doing? Glad you guys could make it. I know it's kind of a thing here where normally I'm on at 6 o'clock at night or what have you, and so it's figured I'd give this a shot anyway for YouTube and try this live YouTube feed, see how it's working, see how things are going. So, and kind of go from there. But Steve, do you have anything that you want to just kind of comment on and talk about on this broadcast here?
Well, from the experience that I have, I just want to emphasize that now that we're in the fourth quarter, how important it is to keep your inventory up and do not run out of product. That would be like the kiss of death. Going forward, if you run out of product in the fourth quarter, you're going to be scary and trying to get it in. By the time you get it in, you lost sales, you drop ranking. It's like the kiss of death. I just want to emphasize that. It's happened to me before. It's a learning process, and that's one thing I've learned the hard way.
Oh, okay, great. So I do have some comments here that that are coming in. So I'll kind of go over with that also, just, you guys can chime in on that. Terry, I'll get to you in a second here. Chris just popped up here. Chris says, help. I sell one product with 4 different colors. I have a listing for each color. How do I combine all to one listing? My best seller is a neon green version. I like it to make it to the main one. That's simple. When you're creating your listing there, Chris, it's going to say variations, and then you're going to add those variations before you upload that listing. So you have to have a parent and a child listing. A parent listing is just a listing that shows up on there, and then your child listings are your different variations, your different colored variations: blue, red, green, yellow, white, purple, whatever it is. Those are your child variations. But if you have a parent listing, then you're going to have child listings right underneath it with the same ASIN, and that should be able to help you. I'm sorry, not the same, but you're going to have to put in other UPC codes for the different variations for that, and that should be come up right underneath your parent. So that's how that works. Eduardo, what's going on there? Eduardo, how are you doing today? So Terry, is there anything that you kind of want to talk about, or anything that you wanted to discuss as a new seller, kind of help out the new sellers out there and kind of give them your experiences?
Sure. Yeah, hi guys out there. First of all, I want to thank Henry for his course and allowing this opportunity for me to get involved in his course, and I'm learning so much working with Henry and Steve. I want to thank them for their patience. I've made a lot of beginner mistakes, still making them. So I always reach out. If I have a question, I'll look at his website, try to find the answers without bothering them. Sometimes I know they're busy. I'll check out his YouTube videos, try to get the answers. If I can't, then I'll call them. But try to get the answers if you can on your own. And if you can't, give them a call. But there's a lot of mistakes that I've made and still making. So just try to learn all you can. And always feel free to reach out to somebody for your answers.
So how is your listings, as far as when you put your listings up? How are your sales doing? Both of you guys just kind of explain your sales, and we'll start with you, Terry, on how your sales are going with your brand new product, and kind of let them know how that's doing for you.
Well, being new, and if you bring a new product up on your listing and you don't have any sales, it's harder to get reviews. It's harder to make sales because no one knows you're there. So you got to push your advertising, pay-per-click, and do it that way. And that's the learning process for me in itself, just learning how that works. But as a new seller, you're always going to start out slow in the beginning and hopefully get your experience and learn how the advertising campaigns work and move up from there.
I got you. So you're finding out that it's a little bit more difficult as a new account that doesn't have reviews, doesn't have feedback, doesn't have any of that. So, yes. Okay. So just so everybody knows that Terry has a brand new seller's account and he doesn't have the feedbacks that we have. So for myself, I could put up a brand new listing in a brand new product and I'll get sales on it right away because of the feedback that I have. My feedback score is a 4.8 out of 5 stars. So it's excellent, almost close to 5 stars. So for me, the sales just keep coming in. Steve, on the other hand, he's an experienced seller. And so we're going to go ahead and ask him how he's doing on his sales with this brand new product and kind of go from there. So go ahead, Steve, take over.
Yeah, my sales on my product they're doing okay. It's still, anytime you launch a brand new product, you're going to have to support it with pay-per-click advertising and try to rank that product up as high as you can, as fast as you can. I would like to chime in and add to what Terry said. I wouldn't know how to explain how to do this alone. I can tell you from experience of purchasing Henry's course, I cannot tell you how many times I reverted back to the videos that answered the questions and then the help that I got from the website. I mean, you have people on there like myself that have experience and they're there to help you. And you can throw any question you want up there. It could be something as simple today as I answered a question of, one guy couldn't get in touch with Amazon. Did I have a phone number? Well, sure, I had the phone number because I had dealt with them customer service before, so I was able to help them out. And it goes a long way being in this group. I've been in other groups, but nothing like this. I think this is the only way to go. I have a son that is interested in this Amazon program, and I told him right off the bat, I don't care who you are, my son or not, you're going to need a mentor. You're going to need a course to show you and guide you through the way, not just me. You cannot do it alone anymore. Amazon is changing so much. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more difficult when you don't know what you're doing and you're kind of just trying to figure it out. I had somebody call me yesterday, as a matter of fact, and they called me on a product that they sent in, and unfortunately, it was what I told. What if they would have taken the course, they would have found out that they did it incorrectly, and so they're experiencing that now. And they have to get all their product and get all their product sent back because it was the wrong product that was shipped directly from China over to straight to Amazon. And that's something I kind of discourage. So, but
example, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it does happen, and now they're going to have to pay to get the product out unfortunately, and send it back in and what have you. So that's something that if they would have taken the course, they probably would have known that that's something that they should not have done in the first place.
I find that dealing with this, it's like Murphy's Law. You can't figure out the obstacles that you're going to face. It comes up all the time. And without the proper knowledge and without a course that explains all this to you, you're rowing uphill. You really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that one, Steve, guys. We were talking about it earlier. Just a new guy coming in off the street saying, hey, I want to try this. Not going to happen. I mean, very rare, but it's not going to happen on your own. You need someone there to support you. And like Steve said, you need a mentor to talk to. And Steve's course, or Henry's course, is a perfect place to start. It's helped me. It's helped me from the beginning.
I appreciate it, guys.
Having that support system and having him available, knowing I can call him anytime he's there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I do is I do put my phone number on top of all my videos, so people can call me, ask me that question. If they have a question about any of the courses or what have you, feel free to give me a call first before you decide you want to sign up. I don't mind. Just if I don't answer, just leave me a voicemail, and I definitely will get back to you on that. Okay, so Chris has one more question on copyright laws. Can we use compared to compare our products with national brands? I don't exactly know what you're trying to ask, but if it's a national brand, as long as that name is not on there, and you have a private label product, you kind of think of it this way, guys. Think of it as this. How many times have you walked into a store and you find out that you're looking for something simple as toilet paper? They're all the same size. They're all the same roll. They're all the same material, but they're just different companies. And the companies, one may do a single ply. One may do a double ply. One may do a triple ply. They're all the same product. It's just different companies. As long as you, and this is private labeling. This is where you go out and you call it whatever you want to call it. And as long as you're not using, a name brand product, their name or anything related to them, then you should be fine. You should be okay with that. You guys agree with that or disagree? I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I could chime in on that. I have one particular product that's a health and beauty product that I did not private label. I actually did retail arbitrage, where I was able to go to a big chain store and purchase it and put it on an Amazon listing. And I use that as, give you an example, you could compare, let's say you had something that you purchased at a big store and it was for stomach, let's say an upset stomach. Well, you could say, well, this product compares to Pepto-Bismol. It's not obviously Pepto-Bismol, it's someone else's brand. But you could say something like that. It's fine. I've never had any problems with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no problems with selling stuff like that. I mean, people sell products like generic brands all the time. And yes, I'm just going to use that as a good example, that it's not a name brand, but it's a generic brand, and they do sell it. You have to remember, Amazon is an open marketplace, okay? So anybody can sell anybody's product unless it's brand registered, unless it's under the brand registry, and that's where you kind of will get in trouble if you're selling somebody's product that isn't in brand registry. So you have to be really, really careful when it comes to creating your own listing, but it's almost similar to the same as the toilet paper that we had, TP, that we had mentioned earlier. So you just kind of be careful about that. But if you called it your own brand, your own name, that's different. So, and that's where private labeling kind of comes in and helps you with other sellers because it's your own product. So
Henry, if, for example, I wanted to start selling my own TP, I can order my own TP from a manufacturer, put my name brand on it, my name on it, send it in, and that way it's protected by my brand registry. No one else can sell it but me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to do. You have to trademark it, trademark the name, or trademark the product. And then also when you do that, just keep in mind you're competing against big Fortune 500 companies.
Right,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't do it personally, but yes, you can do it. And that, you know, it should not be an issue. If you trademark it, you brand registry it, you have a website that backs it up, then you shouldn't have an issue selling that particular product. It's when other people come in and piggyback off your listing, it kind of protects you there, and then you get all the sales and you're doing all the sales. So that will help you out in that aspect. So, okay. All right. Well, so how's everything going as far as, yeah, no problem, Chris. Thank you, gentlemen, for answering my questions. Thanks, guys. If anybody has any questions for Steve or Terry, feel free. I mean, you know, they're on there with me. So if you guys have questions for them, they just started their own product, just started their own thing, and they're getting sales on some of the products that they're doing. And we have a product that is going to be coming out. And so we kind of give you an update. I gave everybody an update on that on my Facebook group. And so if you are in my Facebook group, you guys know what that product is. If you have not signed up for any of my packages, you're not in that private Facebook group. And that's the way to do it. We all kind of communicate with each other, help each other out. And it does work, and it works very effectively as far as our products are concerned. We're not giving you products that are 20 years old like these other guys out there are. We're giving you products that make you money, and you can get out there and you can sell that product. So,
yeah, even Henry's website at Check Daddy Videos is constantly updating with new information, new videos, and that is something you want to check out every day, every other day as well, and you'll still find new information there that can help you answer all your questions.
Yeah.
We're kind of like Henry's guinea pigs in a way. We're really just we're launching our product along with Henry's guidance, and it's kind of a test thing that he's trying to help show people 2 examples of experience levels and going along and what we're going through in the process to explain how we launched our product and give people updates along the way in our Facebook group. And that's part of this course. And that's an important part that no one else is doing.
Yeah. So what I've done this week is I've uploaded some videos of Steve and Terry going through the process with the keywords and going through the process of when them picking a product, going through the process of them checking out the numbers, making sure that that particular product was good. And then those videos are up now. Also, I have more videos coming up. We're going to be talking about, I think the next videos are going to be the listing, correct? We're going to be doing the listing.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we're going to be doing the title, the description, the bullet points, the images, keywords again, search terms, all that. All those videos are going to be coming up. Those are brand new videos that are going to be coming up that are going to be offered in my Amazon A to Z course. So you guys will be able to go along and follow along with Steve and Terry, and you guys will be able to see what they're doing every step of the way. So now we've ordered the product, and now that product is going to be coming to their locations, and then we're going to kind of show you guys when they receive the product, how they ship it in, how they get that going. And then so once that happens, that you will be seeing them sending the products in Amazon's FBA or merchant fulfilled, whatever they want to do, however you want to do it. So with that, those are just future videos that are going to be coming in as far as that is concerned. Let's answer some questions here. JV, hello, Henry. Any new strategies to optimize pay-per-click and not lose lots of money on a new product? Add to the A to Z course. JV, listen, this Amazon, when it comes to Amazon's pay-per-click, that is really, really tricky because there's a lot of things that are involved. So let me tell you, if you're in if you have a product that is very popular, say a beauty product, and you have lots of competition, plan to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you have a product that is less competition and not highly, the keywords are not searched for, you're going to be spending a lot less money. So there's really no strategy as far as doing your automatic campaigns first, checking out the keywords, finding out what the reverse keywords are, what the other keywords are, and doing your manual campaigns and kind of going through there. That's a process. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And let me tell you, if I can go out there and get a keyword that I pay a penny for, I would be ecstatic. I can tell you right now, I pay for products. So I'll give you an example: salt and pepper grinders, very popular category. And I spend $9 a click just on those particular keywords. So JB, when it comes to strategies and stuff like that, that's a very delicate line, because if anybody sits there and tells you that they have a product and a strategy for pay-per-click and to save you a lot of money, let me know, because I would be the first to pay them thousands and thousands of dollars to find that out. It's very, very tricky. And that's
a working process.
It is a working process. I mean, you guys have taken it. So what's your experience with the pay-per-click?
I mean, I can tell you from experience that, like the question, I have found that I've used pay-per-click and I lost money on it too. And I was gun shy. I'm like, geez, is this the way to go? And obviously you have to tweak it, but you really have to watch it, because it can get out of control and you'll lose a lot of money quickly. It's all about finding that product, and you're right about the competition, and you'll kind of gauge it out and get a feel for it after a while, but it's a nuance. You really have to figure it out along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just depends on the product, and I cannot stress that to you guys so much that a product, if you have a product that is less competitive, and that product is less competitive, you definitely can go out and make money off of it without spending a whole lot of money. And so, yeah, that's where product research kind of comes in. You got to make sure that when you pick that particular product, that you're picking a very good product, and hopefully you're not picking a very competitive product. For example, like us, we picked a product that is very competitive, but we know that our marketing strategy is going to be 5 to 15% just spending on advertising on that particular product. So we plan on spending quite a bit of money just on that particular product, just for our product to be seen. Now, that could cost us hundreds, that can cost us thousands, who knows? But if we're spending that type of money and the sales are going on and the sales are happening, who cares? It's working. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure you're at your ACOS cost, ad cost of sales. You want to make sure that is under 50%, if you can do it. If it's under 50%, you're making money. If it's over 50%, then you're borderline and you start losing money. So you have to make sure that the keywords that you do go after, that you are making money off of them, and you check every single one of those keywords as you're going along.
That, Henry, because I remember a few weeks ago we started ad campaign for me. And we set it at these parameters and this criteria, and I kind of, not knowing how it worked, kind of walked away from it. Then I realized my ACOS was 200%. I was spending more money in advertising than I was generating. And so I talked to Henry and Steve about it. They came in and stopped that right away. And so we're waiting to see how that levels out. But yeah, it's a very sensitive. You really got to pay attention to it every day. You got to look at it every other day at least.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go into some of the questions here. Any strategies for product research besides Jungle Scout and ASIN Inspector? You know what? I mean, you're just going to have to take a look at the training and watch the training. I do have different strategies for keywords and so forth. And you guys got to remember, you know, Jungle Scout, ASIN Inspector Pro, that's not my product. You know, you should be, if you want to find out about Jungle Scout, probably the best thing to do is go directly to the people who've created Jungle Scout, ask them what the best strategy is for that, or ASIN Inspector Pro, same thing, because that's what I do. I will try to email, you know, Greg Mercer over there at Jungle Scout and ask him, you know, certain things, but, you know, I don't get any answers. So, you know, I'm kind of learning on my own as I'm using this particular product also. I'm an affiliate for them. I do make money off of them every time I do a sale. Tell you that right off the bat. And I try to give you guys as much information as I know on their particular products when I do videos, and that way you guys have them. So, but other than that, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I'd like to point something out that in Henry's course, he taught me something. As long as in the product research, that is absolutely free, that he uses. He actually uses Amazon to tell him what these keywords are and what the title is and how to figure it out. And that's not using Jungle Scout. That's not using ASIN Inspector. And it's amazing. You know, it opened my eyes as far as picking a product and how to list it and everything. And it's all in the course. And it was things that I never realized before.
Okay, I appreciate that, Steve.
You need it's like, the best way to describe it, I think, is like if you were climbing a mountain and you never climbed the mountain before, I think you'd need a guide.
Well, you're not gonna. Okay, you're not, and that's a good example, because you're not gonna go mountain climbing, or you're not gonna be, you know, climbing a cliff without proper knowledge. I mean, it's easy to screw up and make mistakes, and you don't want to make mistakes when you're on the side of a cliff. Same thing with Amazon. Same thing with Amazon. You know, I always tell this story. You know, this story is you know, if I'm going to go skydiving, you go to the class first, right? And then they tell you everything in the class, and they sit there and they tell you got to do this and this and this and this. But as soon as you're up on that plane and that door opens, you forget everything. It's like, oh, what do I do? Now you have a choice. Am I jumping or am I not jumping? That's
you can't go back to a video then.
That's right. You can't. But you're thinking about everything while you're in the class. But then when you get to that point where it's time for you to jump out, hell, everything is forgotten. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But so anyways, product research, that's very effective. Thank you so much. No problem. Ayn Rand says, hi. JB, yes, we need some of those tricks. If you're not on the top of the page, one or close, good luck of making any profit, especially with no reviews. Thoughts? Well, JB, listen, when you do automatic campaigns or manual campaigns, that's what you're paying for, to be on top of the page. You are on top of the page. You're paying for it. The only difference is the more money that you put down, the more impressions that you get. So the more opportunity you have to be on the first page. Now, I teach this. I go out there and I tell people, look, you can spend $10 a day. I could spend $2,000 a day. Who do you think they're going to give the space to? They're going to give it to the guy who's spending the most money and is bidding the highest on that particular product. So if you have a product that is, you know, anywhere from $0 to $2 on my pay-per-click, and the $2 is the most, I'm usually spending $2.50 per click. I want to make sure I'm on the top and I'm getting exposure. That's what I'm doing. So you want to make sure that you're spending the money, and don't be afraid to do that, because look, this is what it's all about, getting sales. You want to make sure that you go out there and spend that money. Don't be a tightwad and say, I'm going to spend 5 cents and only get maybe 10,000 impressions, when I'm spending $2,000 and I'm getting 2 million impressions. And what impressions are is your ad being seen every single time. So if I go out there and I'm looking for toothbrushes and I'm selling a toothbrush product, so I go over there and I do an automatic campaign, and I'm spending tons of money and I'm getting 2 million impressions. Well, every single time that particular person is going to be right up on top or right on the side many, many times when they go out and they search for that. So that's your automatic campaigns and your manual campaigns. So you have to spend a little bit of money for this, especially if you do not have any type of reviews or any type of feedback whatsoever. And Terry can contest to that, because he's experiencing it now. Okay. All right. So JB says, yes, some guys spend $10 to $15 a click. Yeah, some guys spend $20 a click. It's just how popular that particular keyword is. And this could be a class on keywords and stuff, and you'll never get it right. It is a constant pain in the butt, but sometimes it has to be done. And once that's done, once you figure it out, once you get that, I mean, you can do as much homework as you want and try to search YouTube and everything else. Nobody has that answer of how to master pay-per-click, how to master that. It's just an ongoing thing that you have to test, retest, and retest. So that's what it's all about. All right. Any thoughts on that, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Okay, buddy.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So what Steve was talking about was the search term report. So the search term report, you have to pull that. And with Terry, with him, he wasn't checking his campaigns. When you start an automatic campaign or a manual campaign, you always want to check it every single time. You want to make sure that you are checking that every single day. Now, don't pull a search term report until after 5 days. When you pull the search term report after 5 days, you have to give it some data has to come on in. And once the data comes in, then you'll be able to go after those particular keywords, because that's what a search term report will do. will gather that information for you, especially on automatic campaigns. That's why they're called automatic campaigns, so they can give you the keywords and the data, and you pull that search term report, and then you go ahead and you do your manual campaigns with those particular keywords that are making you money. You're able to see what you're spending on particular keywords because it pulls all that information, and then those are the ones that you kind of want to have to go after. Okay, so hopefully that you guys can hear me okay. Just
you're fine now.
Okay,
you're good now, Henry.
okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure because somebody was saying audio is gone. So okay, so yeah, I mean that's one of the things here that you kind of have to, you know, it's tricky, but it can help you. And if you have no sales, if you have brand new listing, that's a good way to kind of jumpstart it. So your sales are there. It's kind of funny because Terry was talking about his sales, and he had some products that he sent into Amazon's FBA program, and they were still in reserve. But yet, Terry, tell them exactly, you know, how your sales are doing, even with them being in reserve.
Yeah, well, the product that I have available, that will still be available, and Amazon can ship those right out. And then you still got products that's in reserve, and Amazon will still sell that product for you. But they'll leave a date in your listing saying this product will be available on a certain date. It won't be the 2 days, but if you want to order it now, pay for it now, and it'll be shipped out at that date.
Are you still getting sales even though it says, well, it may be shipped out on October 15th or something, you know, 2 weeks down the road? Are you still getting sales?
I'm still getting sales, not as many. And if you have more in available product, of course, you're going to sell more, but I do have some sales. And in your data, it'll just say pending. So some of them will go out, and some customers will wait until that product is in the inventory. But yes, I'm still making sales.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, that's good. That's what we want to hear. We want to make sure that the sales are still happening. Are you pushing that with pay-per-click ads, or are you pushing that with anything else? Are you going outside? Like
no, now with your help, I started out with the pay-per-click ad. I had to make some adjustments because of some mistakes that I made, and we're getting that adjusted. But yeah, pay-per-clicks ads are still what's selling my product on the Amazon site. Yes.
Okay, good. So it is working. So his pay-per-click is working, and you're doing automatic campaigns, right, Terry?
Yes.
Okay. So he is doing automatic campaigns. The sales are still there. Sales are still working. And, you know, so it is working for him. Same thing, Steve. Steve went on vacation. So he had to put his stuff on hold. You want to tell him your experience on that? You know?
Well, yeah, I went on vacation for 10 days. And, you know, in Henry's course, he teaches you how to put your settings on vacation mode. Well, that's all well and good. And I put it on vacation mode. And I was still able to sell the FBA products, and they were coming in fine. So I still had sales while I was going on vacation, which was great. However, when I came back and I turned the vacation mode off, and I had my inventory at home, the filled by merchant inventory, it was like starting all over again. and I called Amazon. I said, wait a minute. You know, I haven't sold anything in a couple of days, and I was selling multiple units per day before I left. And basically what happens is during that time, the vacation mode is turned on, your BSR is dropping. And it's kind of a flaw in your system per se. You're still penalized while you're on vacation. But it came back. It took a few days to get that process started again. But I was really concerned, and I thought, geez, I'll never go on vacation again.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. You know, when you do go on vacation, you're kind of strapped because you cannot fulfill the orders unless you take the orders with you. For example, I'm out of town for a whole week and I'm staying in a hotel room here, you know, for a whole week, but I still have merchant fulfilled products and I still have my printer. I brought my printer with me, my computer with me, and I'm still selling my products merchant fulfilled. And just because I don't want to experience the same thing Steve experienced, where you go out of town and then you have to put your stuff out and then your BSR ranking was, say, 7, you know, you were on the first page, and then all of a sudden you go on vacation and now you're 30,000 and you're on the 29th page and nobody sees you now. So you want to make sure that if you could, even if you had somebody else doing it, if you had somebody else fulfilling the orders for you, you can possibly do that, you know, but sometimes you can't. And then when you have to, you really don't have a choice, then you're going to have to put that on hold and put it on vacation. Because if you don't, that could hurt you even more in the long run. So, you know, that's, again, is you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So, you know, you kind of want to make sure that, you know, you kind of cover all bases. And like Steve says, I'll never do that again because he already knows it did take him time to get that built back up. So.
However, I do want to say if I hadn't have sent a lot of my inventory into Amazon's
FBA,
Amazon filling the product, I would not have known this, and I would have had no sales during that time, and then I would have really been in trouble.
Yeah.
So I split it up upon your suggestion, and it worked out.
Yeah. So whenever you're, it doesn't matter if you're on vacation or not. If you send products into Amazon's FBA program, they're not on vacation. They're always working. So if that listing is going to stay up until it sells out. And as it sells out, then, you know, that's kind of a good thing. But at the same time, you want to make sure that products are there. You know, we're coming into the 4th quarter now. And so we're going to get a lot more sales going on, a lot more people. Usually in November, first week of November, you're going to watch your sales really take off. They should really take off all the way through December 21st. After that, they tend to kind of slow down, especially for people who are selling products that are seasonal, that are for Christmas and what have you. They'll get a little bit of those sales. And then after that, they got to make sure that they have a product that they're selling all year round, because that's what you want. You want to be selling products after January 1st. That is the slowest time for Amazon. And Amazon lays off a lot of people in the month of January and February. So you want to make sure that you have a product that is going to sell and going to make you money. Okay. All right. Eagle Eye reports Video Eye says, I heard that if you close the listing instead of vacation, hold it, it pauses the BSR. No, it doesn't. No, if you close the listing, you close the listing. You got to start all over again. There's no, you cannot close that listing. Yeah, make sure you do not close the listing whatsoever. You want to make sure, look, the only time that you really put it on vacation is if you are doing merchant fulfilled. If you're doing merchant fulfilled and you're fulfilling it yourself, then you close. Then you go ahead and you could put your listing on vacation. Other than that, if you send it in, you won't have that problem. So the best solution is to send it into Amazon's FBA program and let them fulfill it. And they're going to charge you a little bit more, but who cares? Your BSR ranking will stay exactly where it's at. It's not going to go anywhere, and you're going to be better off. And sometimes you kind of have to bite the bullet and sit there and say, I'm going to pay $4 instead of paying $1.95 to ship it out myself. And as long as you know it's being sold, who cares? Doesn't matter. So
because after all, it's the same ASIN. That's the key point.
Yeah.
It's the same ASIN number. So your sales will not ever drop to zero because you're still fulfilling sales through Amazon warehouse.
That's right. So
this is part of the story that Steve told and I told, and I'm sure Henry's been talking about. That all comes with just experience. You just learn as you go. The big things you want to find out about, but the smaller things that Steve went through and I've been going through, you forget to ask, or you don't remember to ask, or you don't think about asking, but you learn as you go, and next time you know.
Yeah,
so,
you're always learning, and that's just it. Even after 10 years, I still get stuff that I just, they change their policy or they change something, and I sit there and go, well, wait a minute, it used to be this. And that's why I always try to update my videos, because things are always changing. And somebody brought up a point of one of my videos out there that was showing brackets, where I used to put brackets for the keywords, and I didn't take it off my training platform. And I said, oh, thank you, reminded me about it. And it was something that Amazon had changed, and I just didn't take it off. Now it's off. Now, it's gone. So I don't have to worry about it, but they're constantly changing. So I constantly have to sit there and make sure that I have updated material on the course and everything else like that. And I learned that as I go along. This year too, I was talking about what I was talking about was the closeout period time, where they have it to where you cannot send products in from this date to this date. I haven't seen that come across yet. And usually that comes across on the first week of October, where they send notifications out to new sellers saying you cannot send products into Amazon's FBA between October 9th and December, 18th or something like that. I haven't seen that come across. And so I don't know, maybe they didn't do it this year, who knows? But I always kind of prepare people and say, look, I don't care if you have 10 units that you want to send it in. So it shows that you sent something in the Amazon FBA program. And so there's something there. Then they can't really tell you too much if you're active and you're sending that product in. So, JB says because they pay $15 an hour now. Well, I don't know. I mean, that's I'm not going to get into hourly wages with Amazon, but they're, to each its own. I could sit here and be talking about Amazon's customer service all day long. There's some good customer service reps out there, and there's some other customer service reps out there that could use some help. So, but you can't please everybody, I guess. So that's how it kind of works for that. The same thing with Amazon is, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to sell on Amazon, it could become very difficult for somebody who's trying to learn on their own. And that's why I offer what I offer when it comes to my training platform and my training courses, to make sure that I give them that information. So if you guys found out that this video was effective and you guys learned quite a bit, feel free to give me a thumbs up on my on the YouTube video itself. If you learned anything from Steve and Terry on this one, make sure you guys give them a thumbs up also, and kind of go from there. Okay, Samir. Hi, Henry. Your phone number always takes me to voicemail. I tried to call you many times in different days. Calling outside of the U.S. Yes, Samir, I talked to you. I read your email yesterday, and I was waiting for your phone call. I think you're from out of the country. So keep trying. I mean, I cannot pick up the phone every second. I get people calling me on my phone. I have my phone here with me. And believe me, I get people calling me all the time. So I'm either doing a YouTube video, doing training, or doing something. And Steve and Terry could contest to that, because yes, when I'm sitting here making videos, I got to shut this phone down just to make the video, And so I'm always trying to accommodate everybody, but at the same time, keep trying, Samir. As a matter of fact, when this video is over, call me. I will make sure that my phone is ready. It's right here, ready to go. Okay? So you feel free to give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to answer and make it a point within the next few minutes. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate your time. Okay, see, JB says you need to buy a camera. Just a thought. A camera. What do you mean a camera? JB, just a little bit more on that. I mean, a camera for your images, a camera for videos. What are you talking about? So, yeah, let me know. As far as product, I use cameras, I use my phone, I use a lot of stuff to take pictures. I'm hoping that's what you're asking for, but anyways.
That's how I appreciate you and Steve as well, but you make yourself available for whoever needs to get a hold of you, who's trying to get a hold of you, like Samir, been trying to get a hold of you, and like, hey, call me right now. As soon as we're done, call me.
Yeah.
And where are you going to find that? Where are you going to find any other mentor or person that like Henry, that's got an open heart and wants to help people, that's willing to do that? It's just, they're not out there. Very few.
Well, that's what I always say. I always talk to, when I talk to somebody on the phone and they go, well, what is so different about your course than anybody else's course out there? So you try calling anybody else on the phone and see if they answer. Okay. Exactly. You try calling somebody on a Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning and see if they answer. I answer because I know that I can help that particular person and give them the advice that they can give them. And they may not even be a member. You know, they may just be somebody who's just poking for information. And believe me, I get a lot of people that will call me and just poke for information. And I know because of the questions that they ask and the things that they say, I know their interests. I know exactly what they want, but I still go out there and I still help them. JB, for the live stream. No, the live stream, I'm actually on my Mac right now, and it's my built-in camera. I hope you guys can see me all right, hear me okay. So yeah, so it's just my Mac that I'm using. I had brought that with me to this hotel, and that's what I'm using for the live stream. So, you know, hopefully you guys can hear me and see me okay and so forth. But guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. It's very rare that we can get together like this, and I'm going to see if we can do this maybe Monday night on our Amazon Q&A for see if I can get you guys on for next Monday, and that way, if these guys have any questions for you, they can ask the questions and stuff like that. So,
okay,
all right,
that would be great. Yeah.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. So thank you guys for coming on on YouTube. Appreciate that. It's been close to an hour. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And Samir, give me a call in the next few minutes. I will be here ready to answer your phone call. All right, guys. You guys have it. There it is. All right, guys. Talk to you later.